So this video is I saw pyramids. Okay, so in this video I'm going to teach you a little bit of light work. There's different types of light work in spiritual paranormal circles, spirit rescue for example. But I learned to do a type of light work which is visualizing with light. This one does take a little explanation. Some people are light workers who actually deal with light. We have learned to use a mental tool to manage spiritual energy. Basically, this is like using visualization as a prayer. You are asking the universal power, God, whatever, to do some kind of, hopefully some type of good. This kind of work, remember, if you do anything physically or with tools like this, you get whatever karma you get. So only do good with it. If you come up with anything else, be aware that you could collect yourself some karma. So like I say, do work towards the good if you use this. The theory is, given that God is everything, including energy, and energy can pick up the intention of the person wielding it, it will act to accomplish an intention. Of course, these intentions should be and are within the bounds of what the tool can do. There are inherent rules. First, you need to understand that each person is the master of their own energy field. So you have dominance within your own domain and your own frequency, your own frequently used spaces. But on the other end of that, you have the responsibility to manage yourself, including your energy domain. Second, there is instant and long-term karma for what you do with this. Wielding light is an extension of your spirit. So what you do affects you holistically. If you create a lot of havoc by some divisive means, I don't even sure what you might do, but don't, you may have physical effects to yourself, even if it's just being tired for a bit. And then for influencing earthly life, you can get traditional karma for that. Third, this is where mind is over matter, or rather over the light tool itself. Your imagination is your handle directing the tool. Fourth, you need to take into account that every individual has a life plan, and they may have built up a trove of energy, one of the forms of karma. So whatever you do builds up this trove of energy, and people who can read auras will see that in your aura. It gets pretty obvious in the spiritual realm. This can result in influences to your life plan and others. I'm not going to teach all the things of light work right here. I'm just making you aware of it. You can study that online. I'm just going to tell this one example of evidence that was my second person observation of the result. One objective that light can do is managing energy coming into your space or out of it, be that negativity, bad dreams, energy monsters, or ghosts. You can affect those realms. So one thing you can do is sweep the room to clean it for general protection. You set the intention, you ask God, you ask Jesus, whatever you see as a higher level divinity. You should ask your guides and angels for help with this. And then you specifically set the limits of your intention. You want to do this, but no harm. You should specify that. Uh, and in this case, I'm saying please protect this space or this area where my family is, for example. I do that from time to time if I feel the need. If an area feels something's wrong there, I will do a visualization of white light. And other than feeling a result, I usually experience no results myself that I can use evidence to prove to you it is real, or to anyone else. But for me, it gets, my mental skills are what they are, and for me, it gets hard to do exactly the same thing every time. So I will use different shapes and forms in the selected light, usually white light, just to keep it fresh for my human brain. One particular year, I was doing various shapes to clean the energy in my house for my family. That was my personal task, but I had to go to Florida for a programmer's task for a whole week, leaving Arizona far behind. In this task, I thought connectivity required being close in physical distance, and connectivity is paramount to accomplishing this. But during my trip, I suddenly realized that I was so familiar with my home, distance would not matter. After all, time and distance is not as big a deal for God or the universe as it is for us in this dimension. So, in Florida, when I went to, just as I was going to go to sleep at night, I would visualize various forms of white light sweeping and flooding through the house back in Arizona. And on the first night, I decided to use the shape of pyramids, lifting up through the floor at the width of the property and eventually filling up the whole property with white light, with the intention of protecting from other energies. My wife and I had not told the children about this type of behavior I was doing, since this was training that should be given only if invited or you're interested in it. Hence, hopefully you're interested from this video. And the teens that we had were a mess at the time for all the dramas that were going on. So it wasn't a good time for them to be involved with what I was up to and that sort of behavior. When I returned home a week later, I asked the normal questions given all the stuff that was happening around the house. How are you doing? What happened while I was gone? Anything interesting would go on? And certainly at home, we needed any help we could get, including light work. I asked how it went and did anything worthy happen while I was gone. Of the many things said, the male teen that we had, about 14 at the time, said that he kept having weird dreams and thoughts about white pyramids popping up into the house. As Spock would say, interesting.